Hey everybody, it's Brad at Select Roses. My absolute favorite time of the year is not rose planting time. It is the bulb season, which is now planting tulips and daffodils. So I wanted to tell you briefly how we do it. I've been planting bulbs for most of my life. I love doing it, and we plant thousands each year. A lot of them go in containers. The huge amount that we do are tulips. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about tulips, the soil mix we use, the containers, and why we do it this way. Number one reason I use containers is because we want to decorate the nursery. So when you come and see the roses in the spring, they're not in bloom, but we have something blooming. And the tulips that we put in this time of the year are completely hardy enough to survive. They can freeze in these oak barrels. There'll be no problem at all. We even have some smaller pots. If it's a very small pot, it might not make it in a cold winter outside, so you sink the pot in the ground or you put it into a protected area. Couple things that are important when you're selecting things. First is the soil mix. We use a very loose mix. This is the same as our rose mix, so there's a little bit of peat in it. There's a whole lot of bark. There's a bit of core in it and the little white stuff, big chunky perlite, and we have some slow release fertilizer in there. So a nice loose porous mix. You'll be able to find something like that at the garden center. We select a whole pile of different varieties, and I love them all. I like to blend them. I like the early tulips, the late tulips, just about everything. For this selection here, we chose a group of tulips they call pride tulips. They come in different colors, but we have all the different colors here that's sold in a collection they call Pride and Joy. So we'll be mixing these together. Something that I've learned is that our eye loves to see repetition. So in this area, and you can look at all the oak barrels we have in our climbing area. So in the spring, we'll have climbing roses here. All of the tulips in this area will be this one tulip blend. So there's actually 5 different colors, all out of the same series. So it'll have the same height, the same blooming time, and we'll have a wonderful show right then. Some people like to layer them. So they'll put an early tulip within the late tulip, and that's fine if you'd like to do something like that. But I want the one big show at once. So I've already put in several of the flavors in here. I want to show you what nice looking tulips look like. And look at this here, firm bulbs. This outside they call the tunic, and some of them naturally have a lighter tunic. Other ones will have a darker tunic. As long as the bulb is firm, reasonably good size, these are a 12 plus size bulb that most of the garden centers carry. These will give you a wonderful bloom next year. So you see we filled this one up, and compared to planting in the garden, when you're planting in containers, you plant them a lot closer together. So we have 50 tulips going in each one of these. That's 10 of each that we have. So I'll put these final ones in here. Then I'm gonna cover it up for you. I could have had this pot maybe planted a couple inches deeper, but this will still be fine. So we'll just cover these up. And remember, we didn't have to add, everything was already added in our mix that we buy in. So we're just gonna add a little bit of soil like that. One thing I've learned over the years, rather than just dumping the soil in hard, give it a little bit of a sprinkle. Otherwise, the tulip that you're planting with the pointed side up might lean over a bit. So I sort of just kind of dust in the first little bit, like so. Scoop some more of it here like this. And after we finish this one, we're going to continue on planting about 4,000 more tulips. So when you come and see us next spring, there'll be a whole nice mix of them. Now in the container, it's naturally going to settle over the winter, so I don't pack it down hard, but I'm going to give it a little press just like that. I think there's room, we can put a little bit more soil on the top. And I'm always amazed, this can freeze rock solid. The tulip will be just fine. And late September, October, even November, great time if you're on the west coast of Canada to be planting bulbs. There you go. You come and see us next spring and you're going to get to enjoy seeing all these beautiful tulips. And we have containers everywhere over the nursery, so it's a huge display, a huge variety of tulips. And as well, there's the other bulbs. So you can think of all different types of the alliums, the flowering, giant flowering purple onions, the daffodils, and there's all kinds of little bulbs, crocuses and things like that. But I really do fancy tulips, and they make the big show. So when you do come to see us, that will be the predominant show in the spring, will be all the lovely tulips.